and pray that nothing goes wrong during this live broadcast of the Jeff Adams Show. I am, of course, Jeff Adams. It's been a long time, a very long time, since October. But here in the new studios at JA Creative New Media and the compounds of Lakeland TV in a little humble town called Lakeland, Florida. And this little show we've been doing for 3 years now, and it's been so far so good. You might be listening on the new JA Creative radio station on the TuneIn app. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. It's brand new. It's a soft launch, but yada, yada, yada. But it's there anyways. But we are also live. This is a great one. We are also live in West Virginia on WLMN 98.5 FM. And we like to call him Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And also, Mr. Rogers, it's your birthday, so happy birthday today. I just saw that on Facebook, but I just wanted to give you a shout out and thanks for streaming our show on your radio network. We also are live in the TTB network, and I like to call him Mr. Haywood, the Wizard of Broadcast Magic. So we are here on the TTB network as well. Streaming live, and right now we're streaming live on Stream Up, trying this out and see how it rolls and how it all unfolds for us. And you know, I'm also, let's see here, I'm pushing a lot of buttons. I'm actually producing this show as well as trying to host a show. So I'm going to try a couple things, but also you can call us on our line 818-927-6205. That is our special line that you can call in, interact with the show, and have a hoot doing that as well. I have a special co-host today, and I would like to introduce you to him. And his name goes by Hank Taylor. How you doing, Hank Taylor?
And I'm doing well today, Jeff. Thanks for so much for having me on today. I appreciate being here.
It's great having you here, man. And I already made my first mistake. I had you muted on the mic.
You know, that's what happens when you do it live. That's what I'm saying. It's nothing like doing it live.
I got to make sure I switch too, which is important.
Don't worry, I can help you out. I can help you out with that for sure.
So there you go.
Here we are. Here you are.
Yeah, I got to get the groove of this. I mean, Hank, this is completely brand new for me. You ever seen those grandmas driving in the car with their foot on the gas pedal and the brake at the same time?
Yes, that was probably actually my grandma. You probably saw her do that too. She's not necessarily the greatest driver, but I love my grandma. So she can be known to make a couple mistakes every once in a while, but you know, it's like you're trying to go, but you know, maybe you don't necessarily get going anywhere too quick.
Well, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I feel like grandma with my foot on the gas and the brake at the same time, you know, trying to produce a show. I'm going to, you know, it's going to be interesting, getting everything tied in. You know, I left a lower third that says Hank Taylor, but I'm not really Hank Taylor. You're Hank Taylor.
That's me.
And so basically, this is the Jeff Adams Show. So bear with us. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that I know that are technical out there that are trying to help me out. And they go, Jeff, your camera's off, the lights. I know, man, if you only knew what happened before we even started the show, I'm surprised.
Exactly.
I'm surprised we're even doing it right now, Hank.
But, you know, it goes to show that, you know, if you can get there, you have the willpower to keep going. You know, you just get out there, put yourself out there. You know, what really can go wrong?
Lots can go wrong.
The best show is the show that you could make, not the show that you could have made.
Right. You know, creativity runs sparse, but I'm trying to worry about technology and all that good stuff. You know, we're just going to go with it and try to have a lot of fun with it at the same time. So I'm glad you're here, Hank.
Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate it.
So, Hank, tell me a little bit about yourself. I know you have just recently graduated from Southeastern.
I did. Graduated from Southeastern the spring of 2014. In broadcasting, that was my area.
Yeah.
Both technical, on screen and behind the camera. Technical wise broadcasting. I got a chance to host and produce an improvisational comedy show called Unplanned Improv. That show is live on the Rev TV network. If you shout out to Rev TV for airing my show that I made about 80 episodes of, and that was a hoot to make. Love improv comedy.
Where is that at? I mean, Rev TV.
RevTV.com. RevTV.com.
Okay, so is that the one with Aaron Burns on it as well?
Yes, Aaron Burns. Shout out to Aaron Burns if he's listening at all. Aaron Burns is on that show. Nate Fleming is on that show back a couple seasons ago. But Aaron Burns and I were on that for 4 seasons together.
Yeah, I went to Access for like 5 years. His brother Jason Burns, the pastor of that church, for a long time. I actually saw Aaron a couple weeks ago. Me and Hank were supposed to meet up, and Hank, being busy, Hank.
I try to keep myself pretty busy, Jeff. I'm trying to be a broadcaster like you. I'm just trying to get like you.
Yeah, busy hands. But anyways,
Yeah.
I told Aaron, I said, hey, and I said, I go, Hank Taylor. He goes, oh, I know Hank, and I was like, oh, cool. Small,
Yeah.
very, very small world.
Very small world. We'll have to get Aaron on here and maybe one time. Maybe.
It was funny because he does the children's ministry at Access, and he would always say, I would see his brother post the improv thing, and I'm like, dude, I love improv. I want to go check it out, and I never had a chance to check it out, but man, improv is so much fun.
And even though I'm out there, they're still making TV. They're still doing shows. They got one this week actually coming up. They're this Friday, 7 to 9 in the Bolin Studio at Southeastern University.
I mean, how's that normally go? I mean, do you give like just basically is it like Saks Comedy Club in Orlando?
It's very similar. We do some similar games to them. We take some from Whose Line is it anyway as well. But basically, we have a big pool, not a big pool, but we have about 8 or 9 improv actors that we can pull from, and we have 5 on a show at any given point. So whoever's not on our show will sit down with me, or the host or the producer, and we'll get a chance to sit down and write some of the prompts and stuff, some of the suggestions, some of which we get from our audience, which is right there live in the studio environment. But anyways, so we'll have our suggestions, and then based on the games, we'll give the suggestions to the players. We play about 5 or 6.5 hours.
Very nice. I always I don't know this. Probably you always think that you're innovating things on the internet. I always think, I'm ahead of the curve, and then all of a sudden you realize you're not. You do some searching now with the World Wide Web. There's everything on the internet that you can find. And I always thought, man, what would be great if someone did like a live show improv on the internet,
That would be very creative. That would be a lot of fun. I would love to be a part of that. If you're doing that, get in touch with us over here at the Jeff Adams Show, because that would be something that would be really fun to do.
I think, actually, with technology, you're talking about technology, that might be a cool bit that we could try to pull off here, where we could do some kind of improv deal with radio type deal. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Tweet in suggestions as we're going live. Put it in the chat room on live stream. Just send us in suggestions, and we could just kind of pull from those. That would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's sky's the limit. I mean, obviously, we have phone lines and whatnot, but back in the day, we used to use these black magic cards to bring in Skype calls.
Yeah,
and basically, Skype's owned by Microsoft, so Microsoft, got smart and goes, hey, we can make a lot of money. So they came out with these new rack mounts called what were they called? Help me out here. The rack mounts, talk shows. And I'm like looking at the screen up there, it's throwing me off. I go, oh my gosh, the video feed's off, but I'm looking at myself in the stream, which I told you not to do, but I'm doing.
Right. Yeah.
So anyways, they're called talk shows, and they're 2 rack mounts. I ordered 2 of them, and they're pretty expensive, but we can eventually when they come out, they released them, probably 8 months ago, and they're still not out. They're on back order.
Oh, wow.
So we get those. We can bring in anybody we want
from anywhere
for video feed and everything. So that's going to be fantastic. So, I think it'd be a fantastic bit doing improv here on the Jeff Adams Show. Hey, Hank, have you ever did any you wrestled, right?
I did. I wrestled in high school for a couple of years. I wasn't really anything good. I was the JV conference champion only because everybody else was injured, and I just was the walk-on champion.
Did you play JV when you were a senior in high school?
I only did it for my first 2 years, and then I did track my last year, and then I was a full-time television and theater student my senior year. So athletics got the boot my senior year, but I did wrestling for my first 2 years. It had the most of my time overall.
Nice. I played basketball, but my wife's got friends, especially one friend, one of her best friends is, she just qualified for the Boston Marathon.
Oh, wow.
And I'm 42 years old, and probably haven't really taken really good care of myself. And so my wife, a couple months ago down here in Lakeland. She ran her first 5K, did really well. She didn't really even practice that much, and she did well. So she said, next week's her birthday, and she goes, "Would you run this for me?" I'm like, "Well, I guess 5K. That's it's 3 miles."
Yeah, 3 miles. That's Lake Hollingsworth here in Lakeland.
So I'm doing that. I did my first training on Sunday, and I got to tell you, I don't think I'm going to do too well.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
Is it the long haul? Is that what gets you? Because that's what gets me about running.
Look, I mean, mentally, I lost some weight. I lost about 20 pounds. Probably gained 3 or 4 of it back. But I went running, and I'm like, I can do this. I started shooting some baskets and whatnot, and I started training. So I went full throttle, and started running, and all of a sudden, my body just freaked out on me, and I had to stop. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to do well in this race. There's just no way. And I started thinking, like, can I bail out? Can I, not do this race?
Right. Yeah.
You start thinking about those things like, man, I hope I can do this. Then my wife told me, it's okay. Some people are going to walk it. I'm like, well, I don't want to.
Well, you're not just going to walk it. You're at least you may have to stop a couple of times, but you're not ever just going to solely walk it.
Yeah, I'll probably stop a couple times, but man, I'm bad. A couple years ago, I was just stressed. I went in the hospital. My heart was hurting. And so I had all these stress tests done, and they put me on a treadmill. They go, hey, give us another 10 minutes and go. So I was going, and then when I did it, I got real faint, like I was going to pass out, and I started getting lightheaded, and I still feel that way. I did all these other tests prior after getting out, and they injected me real quick. They all freaked out. I thought I was gone. I blacked out and started seeing stars and stuff.
Wow, that's crazy.
And so now that's all in my head. It's like mentally in my head where I feel like, oh my gosh, man, this is not good. And I started running. I started feeling that again. And immediately when I start feeling that way, I stop. I don't push myself. You remember when you used to get in shape?
Right. Yeah. For wrestling, we had a lot of conditioning that we had to do. But we weren't really concerned with going, super long. Our periods were only 2 minutes at a time. And so you had to go pretty hard. I mean, 1-to-1 with a person, but after 2 minutes, you got a break. So we would do most of our drills, our live drills. We would go for about 2 minutes really hard. And then, we would switch, then go hard again. But for the most part in wrestling, you go really hard against another person who's also going just as hard as you for about 2 minutes. And then, you get a nice little break and you get a chance to, catch your breath and then go 2 more minutes.
I can't get there though. I can't get to that point anymore where you can push.
The runner's high.
Yeah. Well, you start pushing, you're pushing, and you feel it in your side, and you go, I got to go. I feel like I'm going to throw up. But the moment I get there, I start getting dizzy and I have to slow down. So I'm concerned about this race.
Right.
On so many levels.
When is it? How much longer do you have to prepare?
I just prepared on Sunday. It's like next Friday. Not this Friday, but next Friday.
Oh, wow. Coming up here soon.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm scared. I'm scared of it. And it's cold, but it's not cold in this room.
Not cold in this room. It's pretty cold outside. It was like 45 this morning when I was getting up, going out, getting something started, leading a small group. It was like 45 this morning. But now it's starting to heat up. I think the high is like 62, 63 today.
That's not bad. This room is extremely hot with all the lights.
Right.
I try to get these fans in here and try to cool it down a little bit.
Nice and toasty, though. It's good.
Yeah, it's nice and toasty, but I'm saying for the summertime in Florida, this room's going to be like, you add some flame. Maybe I should paint the walls with some flames.
Yeah, over on this side, maybe around your monitor, just get some flames licking up around it.
We could have an old Pentecostal, hey, this is hell. No, this radio is so bad, this is hell. Add some flames. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think back to the racing, I'm okay with it. I hope I don't roll over and get embarrassed or something.
Fall out.
Yeah.
You at least got to be able to keep up with your wife as she pushes through the race.
My wife is a beast. She did really well in her last race. She didn't really train that well, so I'm sure she'll probably do extremely well.
She'll smoke you, do you think?
Of course she will. Of course you will.
At least you'll have welcoming arms waiting for you at the finish line as you finish.
I just hope I just hope I don't embarrass her. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Because she did so well, you wouldn't want like the world to think that she did so well, but then you didn't do so well, and then that might reflect badly on your whole family unit.
Well, I just hope that I don't. I don't know. I just hope I don't have the ambulance called on me or anything like that.
Right. That That's always embarrassing.
But I've got to start. I got to start thinking a positive.
Right. You gotta start saying mentally prepared. You gotta start saying like, hey, what's really is the worst that can happen. I mean, as long as you don't push yourself too hard, you gotta know your limits. But I mean, if you just stay within your limits, I'm sure you won't pass out running around like Hollingsworth or wherever.
Well, gotta think positive thoughts. We're gonna do a little new bit here on the Jeff Adams Show.
Awesome.
Let's see what Joel Osteen has to say about positivity real quick.
I'm going to give you a challenge. I'm going to give you an assignment for the next 30 days. When you get up in the morning, look at yourself in the mirror, smile real big, and say, good morning, you good-looking thing.
There you go.
Good morning. Good morning.
You good-looking thing.
You good-looking thing. That's what I'm going to start doing. That's a good challenge. I can get behind that.
I don't know if I can load. I tried. I probably searched for an hour for Joel Osteen bits, and I heard that one. I'm like, wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that was not bad.
That's one more.
I'm sure you could find. Worse ones.
Yeah, I'm gonna look in the mirror. Let's see. I'm looking in the mirror right now, Joel.
I'm gonna give you a challenge.
Hey, Joel.
I'm gonna give you an assignment.
Okay, what's my assignment?
For the next 30 days. When you get up in the morning, look at yourself in the mirror, smile real big, and say, good morning, you good-looking thing.
I know it, Joel. I know it. Well, we're here. Man, that was high. We're here on the Jeff Adams Show, a brand new era. Train wrecks. We're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, Aaron, we're going to be talking about phone addictions.
Hank.
What did I call you?
You called me Aaron.
Oh, my gosh.
It's okay.
If you would have came by here.
The first time
and that stood me up, I would have called you Hank.
I'm
here with Hank. Maybe I should keep your lower thirds down.
Oh,
that'd be even better.
That might be better.
But you know what? I can't multitask very well, and that's what's going on right now. Because this is a brand new era for the Jeff Adams Show. But when we come back, we're going to talk about phone addictions here on the Jeff.
Hi there, I'm the crazy puppet guy who lives in Jeff Adams' head. I'm the one who gives Jeff all of his crazy ideas. This is the part of the show where Jeff Adams has to go to the bathroom. Why me? He lost all of his sponsors except for GoDaddy.com, so he still has to take breaks so he can use the bathroom. He needs to lay off the coffee, if you know what I mean. The other day I told Jeff that yellow snow was Italian ice. Well, let's just leave it at that. Make sure to call in today at 818-927-6205. That's 818-927-6205. Okay, I'm gonna go tell Jeff to get off the toilet so he can finish this awful show. Cheers, people!
Chandler Marie, available on iTunes.
My Pinterest account is who I wish to be. My Instagram is what I think my life looks like. And my Facebook is who I want others to think I am. My Twitter may be the closest to self-authenticity, if only my tweets weren't either too well thought through or too carelessly posted. Whatever the case may be, only one truth stands. To touch. To speak. To look upon. To experience another's company, a true connection. Cannot be replicated through the dim glare of any device. Bottom line, look up from the screen. You just missed something beautiful.
Oh, yes. Getting into the swing of things.
That's right.
Is the key here. As you see the long. There you go. Whoa!
Hey, here we are.
Yeah, so we're talking here on the Jeff Adams Show. My name is Jeff Adams.
Hank Taylor, also visiting in with Jeff Adams today. Thanks so much for having me again.
Yeah, man. No problem. Not a problem at all. Hey, you can call us if you're watching live, which may not be happening, but
or listening live.
Yeah, you're right. You're correcting me there. 818-927-6205. This is brand new. I used to have someone produce for me and switch and do all this stuff. And dude, I'm literally like grandma driving right now. It's no joke.
Well, I'm helping you switch every once in a while, so I can help take the burden off you for that.
Yeah, that's great, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Glad to be here.
Hank. Yes. I got it right that time.
Yes, you got it right.
So anyways, we're talking here on the Jeff Adams Show. This show's been a constant experiment on so many levels, Hank, doing this show. We used to talk about creativity. We used to talk about different things. But, I was like, for this new era of the Jeff Adams Show, let's, we'll still, talk about nothing and just shoot the breeze. But,
right, yeah.
We'll also, we'll talk about something meaningful and
keep it casual, but also,
Yeah, but here's the thing. I got in a lot of trouble. I think there's a lot of people in this world today that just get in a lot of trouble with their phones.
Yeah.
There's a serious problem with people not able to put their phone down. I'm guilty of it.
I think we're all guilty of it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm completely guilty of it. And it's caused some problems. But I'm trying my best to put my phone down and learn how to put my phone down. And
that was one of my New Year's resolutions or whatever you call them for this year. Was I sat down and I was like, because there are so many times, with friends or even family, at like an eating setting, there's so much community that happens around food. I think that's, one thing, especially, like when you're a college age, a young person, so many times, my eating involves going into a huge room with a bunch of people all doing the same thing, which is eating. And so I've tried to, make it a point where my phone won't come out while I'm at the table with someone else. I don't want to lose that really precious time of, face-to-face interactions with an actual person because I have, people in my pocket waiting for me. I try to just make it so that way when I'm at a table setting, the phone is away, like not even on my person. I try to put it away.
It's crazy too. We do that. We don't have our phones at the dinner table. We still eat as a family. I got 3 kids, Hank,
right,
and a wife, and we do that. And the phone still rings. You know what? I can't. My wife is still adamant about having a phone line, like a landline,
a home phone.
Yeah, and all that ever calls the landline is family or sales calls. Like, this is your governor. Please vote for blah 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 blah. And so the phone rings when we eat dinner. It's the same old. But you're right about that. Finding boundaries of just putting your phone down. But it's something I've done, and I don't know if my wife watches this. She'll watch it back on playback. I don't know. It doesn't look like she's watching. She might be listening live. I don't know. But she's working right now. So I think in the last 2 weeks, I think I've done a well enough job to kind of just like chill out on social media a little bit.
Yeah.
I have spurts that I just get on there and
go crazy.
I go nuts.
Yeah. Sometimes I do that too, especially if, you're trying to like spread the word about an event or something that's going on, like being on a show with Jeff Adams, you got to blow that up. So sometimes you put a little bit more effort into it just because, you're trying to let people know. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I think that for the most part, like, out of my personal life, personally directed posts, things like that, I try to just keep that to a minimum, and I try to just remember what's more important, sharing, telling everybody else about this moment that I've just had, or experiencing it for myself to be able to share it in a story later on, or just to have that personal experience for myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess it, for me, I think for me, I think about if I was, I'm 42. And I think about if I was 20 something. I mean, how old are you, Hank?
I'm 22, coming up on 23 in June.
Yeah. I think about, man, what would it be like if I was 22 years in social media land? I probably would have gotten in a lot of trouble.
We're talking like this. I can't imagine. I mean, just the technology advances so fast. Most of like Facebook was like just becoming popular when I was like in my upperclassmen years of high school, and Twitter wasn't really even on the table at all. Instagram didn't exist at all. And I can't imagine being in a high school setting already with the distractions that can exist in a high school classroom, being in the same room as a bunch of your friends. I had enough trouble, passing notes, things like that. I can't imagine if I had, Snapchat in my pocket or something like that. That would have just been, I would not have graduated with honors. I probably would have been 2.0 student.
Did you see that video? Speaking of addictions, I mean, this is crazy. It's in anybody that has a device, it's impacting anybody that has one. I mean, I saw a video, I think it was on the Blaze Network, of this kid. Did you see this video on Facebook?
No, I don't think I've seen this one that you're about to talk about.
This kid got his phone taken away in the classroom, and some other kid decided to turn on his phone. This student attacked the teacher, manhandled him down, took him down, punched him, grabbed his phone back, and none of the kids did anything about it.
Wow.
Not one thing. And some kids are like, get security. But I mean, you would think a kid would get in there.
We'll try to, pull back off a student from a teacher who's just trying to do their job. I mean, even if you don't agree with that teacher's decision, You have to understand that they're just trying to do what they're told.
Or the teacher is a real jerk.
Or maybe, I mean, we don't know the teacher.
But addictions, man. I think I always, it's funny. We have a pretty decent neighborhood of kids, and it's just, I've got real strict rules on my kids. My kids don't have phones. We got them like these cheap tablets, but we take them back. They might have an hour on their own tablets, but we take them back. There's no internet. They get to play games or whatever. But there's this kid that came down the other day. He had a yo-yo. I'm like, oh wow, dude,
yo-yos, man. Those were it. I remember being like kindergarten, first grade, and I like went to school every day with just my yo-yo. I was just trying to walk the dog up the middle of the bus lane. Like, man, those were the days.
They were the days. And I said, I don't want to say his name, but I said, hey man, how'd you learn that? Because he was doing some pretty cool tricks. And I said, and he said, did your dad teach you that? Trying to give his dad props. He goes, no, I watched
it on YouTube.
I watched videos on YouTube. And I'm like, golly. And I remember one time my son said he went down there and he was watching YouTube. And I said, you're not supposed to be watching YouTube. If anybody's ever watching YouTube, you're not supposed to be watching it. And I think with kids now are so addicted to these devices. I mean, it's bad enough being an adult addicted, but when you grow up with them, I mean, think about, my kids, when they get a little bit older, what they're going to have to deal with.
Right, exactly. As the technology advances, it just becomes more personal, and you can use it in so many ways. It just becomes so much more convenient. But I think we use that as a crutch just to, take away from some of the other important parts of life. Just replacing, a convenient piece of technology with actual human interaction, actually talking, sitting down with somebody. I think that, we tend to replace those really necessary parts of, being a human, like existing in this world, being able to interact with other people. I think that we replace that with technology, and that's, I think that's not okay.
It's really, really not. I mean, you want to have interaction. There's just something about getting with somebody and having a cup of coffee, or even this, just communicating, like you can really see them. Like technology is great because you can talk to relatives on, Skype, FaceTime and stuff, but there's something, what's the word? Organic.
Yeah.
I hate to say that for human interaction, but organic about just meeting face to face and actually having a physical relationship.
There's an art to it, and there's an appreciation to it where you can sit down and be able to really understand body language in a room and be able to, establish eye contact, work on communicating thoughts and convincing, leading people as you're in the same place. I think that that's kind of a lost art these days, because so many people can just, think that they can, change your thoughts or, lead you through 140 characters or less. And I think that you lose some of that, the ability to lead people when you can't, do that, face to face,
right?
With your communication skills, your personality, your people skills, that, you can't do that with a tweet. You can't do that with a Facebook post. You can't do that with an Instagram post.
I think people also live behind their social media, and they live, false lives.
They think that their social media is kind of like their own personal PR, and that whatever they put out is what everyone perceives that their life to be. You know what I mean?
You know what I can't stand? And I think I've taken a little back seat on this stuff with social media, but especially on Facebook. I just get, it's like if family gets mad at one another.
Because of a Facebook post?
I really shouldn't go here, but I'm going to go here anyway.
Let's go.
All right. So I hate, and I use the word strongly hate because I do hate this. I hate when someone's upset with you, right?
Yes.
You know, when you read it, it's directed to you.
Yes.
And they talk in codes.
Oh, like, okay, I'm with you.
It's the worst. It's the worst. It aggravates me. There was a situation, this week.
Well, like, what would be an example? If you were mad at me, what would be a code like that I wouldn't understand?
Well, basically, you would put something on there like a code. Well, you just would, man. Some people just irritate the, living pee out of me.
Right. And on Twitter, I believe they call that a sub-tweet.
Yeah,
sub-tweet.
But okay, if I just got done dealing with something and you post something like that, who's that for?
Right.
But
you know who it is, but they just don't say it to you.
I do believe that sometimes you read into it and it's not even about you.
Right.
Yeah. I think that can get you in trouble too.
That can.
We've been in family situations like that too.
Yeah.
But it's just drama.
Again, going back to the whole thing about face-to-face interaction. If you have, biblical confrontation is sitting down with someone you have a problem with and saying, hey, I'm just bringing this to your attention. I'm trying to hold you accountable. This is something that I feel, this is something that you did that I don't like. It's not supposed to be this huge drawn out drama ordeal where you just post it and it's so ambiguous and you don't know. I don't think that the Bible, supports that kind of, conflict resolution.
We're living in a new era.
That's so true.
And, we went to, my wife takes these trips. It's just a hard life, Hank. It's a very hard life. I didn't call you Aaron. I called you Hank.
You got it right.
You looked at me. He's like, is he going to mess this up again?
We're just trying to hold each other accountable.
Yeah. So my wife, she works for this company. She's higher up. And with this promotion, you get to go on these trips every year. Like with the best, whoever knocks it out in sales gets to go on these trips, right?
That sounds like fun.
So we always go to Caribbean islands. So we went to Aruba a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And
do you always win the competition to go on the trips?
Well, she's just, she's a VP now, so she just automatically goes so she can be with her people. She has the whole East Coast of the alt side, which is, home medical type things.
Yeah.
I probably butchered that. She goes, you've been married to me 14 years and you still don't know what to do. But hey, I'm live on the air and I'm trying to produce a show, honey. Anyways, we went to Aruba. And so, there's just all kinds of different people in Aruba. And I think let me get to this first story and then I'll rewind about Aruba. Something that did get me in trouble. It was late night. We went bar hopping, out of all things, because all these people want to go out. So we just followed. And we were at this bar, and I looked around, and I think I took a video, and I should have probably prepped it up for the show, but I took a video, and it was like an angle of a bar. I took a video, and then there was these girls on the dance floor. Now, back in the day,
right?
Back in the day when I would dance, right?
But you put it out there,
yeah. But now, these girls in Aruba, not only are they were dancing, but they were taking selfies of themselves on the dance floor. And I'm not talking about just one or two. I mean, there was a whole, the song had to
burst mode.
Yeah. There was a song that was probably 4 or 5 minutes long and it was bizarre on so many things, Hank. It was these girls. I have never seen anything like my life. I just watched because it's like, this is where it gave me the idea for the show about phone addictions.
Right.
Because there was different angles, right?
Yeah.
One would take one, they would be dancing on the floor, then they would all hover in. There's probably 8 of these girls.
Trying to get into the same picture.
Yeah. And then they would hover in. And then they would take different pictures. And do this went on for 4, 5, 6 minutes.
For one song.
I kid you not. It was house music.
Right, yeah. So that goes on it's like a loop, yeah.
So bizarre. But something that got me in trouble. back to Aruba. Something I've always done. I went to Caribbean islands. I always got the data plan, right? Thinking,
Yeah.
I don't want to disconnect. But I think my wife, she wanted me to disconnect, but every year I've got the data plan. So I was at the airport, I got it, and she thought I did it behind her back where I got the data plan. And she goes, that was just deceitful. And I'm like, I've done that every year. I didn't really think I was doing anything wrong.
Right.
But then my wife, we talked about it, and then we realized like she just wanted to unplug. And plus there's Wi-Fi all over the hotel that was there. But I just realized like, man, yeah, see, I'm addicted.
Right.
Even the sure fact of, I got to have the data plan just in case something happens. Just
in case.
Like Jesus comes back and I miss it. I videotape the whole thing. And
right.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Got to make sure. So it's crazy. I just, the phone addictions, I think after that, I've taken a step back. I get discouraged going on social media now.
Yeah, I do too a little bit.
It's just, be honest with me.
Okay, because it's probably my age group that you're probably the most upset at.
No, not at all. I think I get, in my old age, I'm getting annoyed a lot more. Because I like Twitter a lot more.
Twitter, it took a while to grow on me, but now, like when Twitter first kind of hit the scene, I wasn't really sure what I thought about Twitter, but now Twitter has grown on me a lot. And I think that Twitter is really cool because you can join the conversations, weigh in with a hashtag, have your voice kind of be heard through different issues, through different campaigns. You can use a hashtag to be included in the conversation and kind of get the sense of, there's a global community or there's a nationwide community that can weigh in on this issue, have a conversation. Even if it's something fun, you're watching your favorite TV show, use a hashtag, talk about the show with other people who are like-minded. It's just a way for like-minded people to just connect and enter into a community. So I think Twitter's great. Twitter's a lot of fun.
Well, here's what I think. Twitter is it for me. And I follow back, but I do the whole list thing. Right. Even though I'm following you, I have a list of people that I actually want to see their stuff.
Right.
Because I've got I kid you not. There's 52,000 followers that I have, and there's no way. And if I see something inappropriate, I block it or whatever.
Right.
But
you list people. So it's kind of like a filter. So you don't see all 52,000 people or however many. I only have maybe like 800 or 900, not nearly as many as you. So I don't list super. The list is not my preferred filter. I just will kind of just block and unblock people. But I understand what you're saying about lists. You can't just if you've had 52,000 people always showing up in your timeline, that would be a little bit ridiculous. My phone would just instantly die.
Well, that's what lists would grow. But on Facebook, I kid you not, I probably several years ago when I stopped working in Nashville, I went on Cleared House. I had close to 4,000 something people on Facebook. And I just I don't talk to them anymore. I don't talk to them. I just unfollowed. And I could just say, you didn't hit me back, then they obviously didn't care, or they just unfollowed me. But I unfollowed a lot of people. And unfriended a lot of people too, just because I didn't want it. I wanted a fresh start. And but now I find myself, it's like that borderline thing. You're talking about addictions. Do I want to unfriend them? If I really unfriend this friend, I'm sending a message here.
Right? Yeah, that's true.
A big message.
I get caught up in that too. I'm kind of like a people pleaser a little bit. I'm very outgoing personality, and so I like to try to be everybody's friend. You know what I mean? And so I feel like if I'm going through and I start like unfriending people, then it's like, well, I don't want this person to get their feelings hurt because I did this and because I care a lot, or not care a lot, but I'm conscious of that. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings if I can avoid that situation.
Me and you are a lot alike. Here's something that used to annoy me. Let me finish my first thought. See, I'm all over the place. On Facebook, I just started unfollowing the feeds.
Yeah.
If I get annoyed, like political, or someone's like too, religious, doom and gloom.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
What's the guy's name? I had to stop following him. The guy has conspiracy theories.
Oh yeah, those kind of people.
Yeah. Doom and gloom and this, that, and the other revelation. I can't.
You can't handle all that all the time.
It's why I don't watch the news. So I unfollow, and then there's just stupid stuff that I just get annoyed at. I'm just like, I don't want to see this. And it's selfies more than anything. Let me tell you something. I don't mind the occasional picture.
Right.
Every once in a while. Right? I can't stand someone's feed, it's a selfie. And here's the thing.
Every time.
Here's the thing that annoys me. If you're a believer,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what annoys me is when females get all prettied up.
Gussied up. Yeah.
And then they do a selfie.
Okay. I'm picturing it right now.
Then
I'm picturing the post.
Then they tag a scripture with it.
Yeah.
That just sets me off. I don't know why.
And God saw it. It was good. Something like that.
Maybe. I don't know. But it just makes me.
I'm fearfully and wonderfully made.
Well, that wouldn't be bad. But I don't like it. It's just like, just post a scripture. Don't post a picture.
And a scripture.
Yeah.
I saw one time. I remember this. I remember I saw it was on Instagram. I can't remember who this was, so I can't say any names. But I'm pretty sure I saw a person that I know post a. Oh, you know where this was? This was on Saturday Night Live just a couple weeks ago when Kevin Hart was on and they did that whole "Why'd you post that" bit. They did this thing about a guy who had posted an Instagram selfie and he Instagrammed a selfie of himself, but the caption was praying for the victims in Paris this week. And it was like, why did you didn't have to post a selfie picture of that? You could have posted, a picture of Paris, the Eiffel Tower, something like that. But it was just a picture of you. You know what I mean? That's like. That's a little crazy.
That oh my gosh.
Set you off?
Well, yeah, and this is a whole Instagram. And the funny if you know me, if you know me too, I'll start kidding back and forth on social media like, hey, enough with the selfies already, all right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay. And I guess if you look good, I guess it's okay.
Right.
I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I smile. So the only time I ever get likes is when my family, if I take a family picture or if I'm with my hot wife, I get, tons of likes.
Yeah.
Like, I think we got one on Aruba. It was like over the top. I got like 72 likes on my personal Facebook page. And I'm like, oh, next year, this is going to be the top feed on, the little videos.
Right. Yeah. That's true. On my personal Instagram, you can go on there and follow me at Hank Tank Taylor. I don't post pictures that I took of myself. I took pictures of me with a friend that somebody else took. I'm not big on selfies, like pictures that I took of myself. But I'll post a picture that has me in it with someone else, but I didn't take it of myself.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, man, time's flying by. Actually, we got a caller on the line, too. Caller, just hold tight. We'll get with you real sick, but in a second. But we got a new thing we're doing with Hear Me Out. And check it out when we come back.
You're listening to The Jeff Adams Show. It's creative comedy for ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
Hey world, it's 6:34 a.m. and I'm just about to start my morning run.
For thousands of years, stories have been told. Funny, sad, thrilling, touching. Each story has been told by a different person who's given it a unique flavor, their own voice. Times have changed, we've changed, but everyone still wants to be heard. Now it's your turn to share your stories with the world with your own voice. Introducing Hear Me Out, the new way to share the real you.
Join with me on Hear Me Out app, where you could be featured on The Jeff Adams Show with Hear Me Out. Just use hashtag The Jeff Adams Show and ask us anything you want, and we might play your audio clip live on the air every single week. That's hashtag The Jeff Adams Show on Hear Me Out app. Ask us anything, and we might play your clip live on the air. So join the revolution at Hear Me Out.
Yes, baby.
And we're back.
And we're back. Let's see if the switcher works. Let's try that one more time. Such a little. There we go.
There it is. Oh,
Do it one more time.
I love this old school music.
Yeah.
Man, nothing like that.
I do too. I feel like I need to walk around the corner or something. Hey, let's get to this. We actually had a couple lines on phones online. Let me grab this first call. Hey, on the Jeff Adams Show, who's this?
This is Bubba Bo Beard from Birmingham.
Bubba Bo Beard. What is going on, my man?
I don't know. I was hearing about these selfies and stuff.
Yeah?
And you know why I like to take selfies of myself?
Why?
Because people find out I'm not two-faced, because if I was two-faced, I'd pick a different face.
All right, let's, hang on a minute. Let me. I'm trying to find your little bit noise, man. I'm trying to find your bit noise. There we go. Here we go. All right.
I love those selfies.
You love them?
You made of me.
Oh, they're great, aren't they? Here we
Look,
go.
if somebody else makes it, that's not a selfie.
You call every show, so I made you the Bubba Bo Beard theme song. You ready for this?
I'm ready for this. Let's
ready
go.
for this? Hang on.
I'm ready.
This is the Bubba Bo Beard theme song right here. You ready? Here we go.
Theme song for Bubba.
Because he calls every week.
Every show.
Every show. Here we go. Comedy's zany.
Yes.
With Bubba Bo Beard, the comedian.
I like it.
What the heck is that? Oh, you know what happened? You know what I just did?
What did you do?
It's iTunes. Sorry, Bubba. I got a little trigger happy there.
Oh, that's okay.
But anyways, hey, Bubba, stay on the line real quick. I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to get to this other call real quick and see who's calling, and I want you to stay on the line for this Hear Me Out bit that we're doing, so hang on for a minute, all right? Hey, you're on the air. This is Jeff Adams.
Hello, Jeff.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. This is Roger from WLMN Radio.
Hey, man, how you doing? Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday.
Hey, thanks.
I'm glad.
I just had a second here, and I just wanted to call you real quick. I'm, kind of in a meeting, but I took 5 calls out of my favorite radio talk show host. That's you, man.
No, I think you got me wrong. I'm not Mr. Stephen Haywood. That's the guy with the skills, man. Mr. Haywood is. Yeah, but man, thanks for calling in, and happy birthday, man. I really appreciate you calling in, and thanks for playing the Jeff Adams Show on your great radio station.
Everybody here at WLMN Radio appreciates you and everybody there.
All right. Well, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, man, taking time out of your busy day to give us the Jeff Adams Show a call, and have a happy birthday and eat some cake for me, all right?
You got it, buddy.
All righty, buddy. Talk to you soon. All right. You there, Bubba?
I'm here.
All right. So, Bubba, I'm here with Hank. And,
hey, Bubba.
You know, Hank, if you want to switch the cameras, you can.
I sure can. I'm doing well, Bubba.
So, anyways, there's this new app called Hear Me Out. You can download it on your Android or, if you have an iPhone, you can download it in the App Store. And basically is you get 42 seconds to rant about whatever you want to rant about. So I talked to the marketing department. And I said, hey, can we do some kind of deal with the Jeff Adams Show? I can play some clips, pertain to the show. So last week I prepped up and said, hey, did this little voice audio thing and said, I didn't know who was going to get it.
Right.
And so basically I said, hey, we're going to talk about phone addicts. So I got probably 5 responses. And they're pretty good. So, Bubba, just stay there real quick. We're going to play these. Let me make sure it's refreshed.
I want to rant.
Say what? All right. So, this is... Okay, this is basically the Hear Me Out talking about phone addictions. This is a guy named GVS. This one's pretty funny. And when he said this one, I laughed because it's so true. Listen to this
out loud.
This is GVS on Hear Me Out.
Well, Jeff Adams Show, I want to talk about phone addictions, and this is the best type of addiction because it's the toilet phone addiction. Have you noticed how much more time we spend on the toilet because we're holding a cell phone in our hands. You can watch a game. You can go on Facebook, Twitter. You can read the news. All that on the comfort of your cozy toilet seat. So yeah, I am a proud addict, and I'm a proud toilet phone addict.
Oh, that's
Join me in our Toilet Phone Addicts Club.
I'll hashtag that, Toilet Phone Addicts Club.
That is so true. Being, sitting on the toilet, it's so true, man. Bubba, do you sit on the toilet on your phone? With your phone?
Well, I've got a little issue here because when I go to the toilet, I don't get reception out there. My Wi-Fi won't reach, so I can't say that I really have a problem sitting on the toilet and messing with my phone. So I solved that problem.
There you go.
So you don't have that problem, Bubba?
Yeah, but hey, Jeff, have you been looking at my Facebook pages and all that remodeling that's going on at my house?
Yeah, I saw that, man. What are you doing now? You obviously you're getting indoor plumbing now.
A true story. I got these guys working there. You got to remember, I live in Alabama, right?
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I'm thinking about having upstairs because I have a ranch style house.
Yeah.
What if you guys put a mobile home on top for my upstairs? And you know what? They looked at each other and said, I believe we could do it.
Really? How would you do that?
Only in Alabama.
Only in Alabama.
For God's sake.
You could probably put a lift kit on the motorhome and just roll it on up over top. You think?
You know what? I think that'll work.
I'm telling you. I'm looking out for you, Bubba. I got you. Just put the lift kit on and then just roll it on up over top.
I tell you, he's looking out for me.
All right, so let's see.
Jeff Adams.
Yeah, I'm looking out for you. All right, I got to roll through these hear me out deals. All right, this one's from Amanda. I hope I don't butcher her name, Viella. So if I said your last name wrong, I apologize. But this is what Amanda has to say about phone addictions on the Hear Me Out app.
Hey, Jeff Adams. It's Amanda, and I'm a phone addict. Whether I'm on Clash of Clans, my games, or apps to try to make money, I never make that much. I really wish being on your phone could make a lot of money, like a regular day job, because it's pretty sad how much I'm always on my phone. But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, but if it does, I would hopefully be one of those people that just makes a crap load of money.
I like that she had put Clash of Clans and then all of her other games as two different categories of things.
Classic Clans. All right, this one's from Ironic Prophet 1 on Hear Me Out. This is what she says about phone addicts.
So, since we're talking about being addicts, phone addicts, I guess I'll raise my hand now. Hello, everyone. My name is Jasmine. I'm a phone addict.
Hello, Jasmine.
Hi, Jasmine.
I must keep it with me at all times. It must be charged at all times.
Okay. Check.
I don't let anyone touch my phone for longer than 2 seconds. It is mine and only mine. I'm very possessive. I must check things every 2 seconds, even if I'm not doing anything on it currently. That's just the way I am.
I think we have to say
she brought up a good point about always wanting to have it charged. I recently just bought off Amazon because they had a sweet deal on it. It was like 70% off, but it was it was like a U2 or USB charging like a charge port.
Yeah,
that's like a portable one, and so I just got one of those because there was a deal on it, and it's got 2 USB ports on it, so that way I can have my phone charged if I'm out of the sporting event and in the office wherever. I gotta be able to keep it charged all the time because we all know that.
Hey,
I'm sure I'm speaking to the crowd.
That's so 3 years ago, man.
Is it? Why? What do you use now? What's new?
Oh, pray to God that my phone doesn't die because I bought every single battery charger there is, and iPhone always updates their ports and their they go extinct. You know how many like juicers I got? What do they call those things?
Oh, the Mophie
Yeah.
battery backs. Yeah.
All right, we got two more. This one's Mobile Mull on Hear Me Out. Let's see what she has to say about phone addiction.
Phone addiction, yes. My name is Jacqueline, and I'm a phone addict. It is the first thing I check when I wake up. I'm recording this on my smartphone right now. I honestly could not go a day without this phone. I could be on vacation in Bora Bora, and I will have this phone by my side. When I sleep, it is next to me, like on my dresser. And yeah, one of the biggest fears I have is to lose my charger. Yeah.
Gotta have a bunch of them.
It sounds kind of sad, right?
Very.
Gotta have a bunch.
Yeah, lots of chargers.
That's probably the next step in my personal phone addiction is to stop sleeping with it right next to me. I use that as an excuse because, you say, oh, that's my alarm in the morning. That's my alarm in the morning. But, getting a real alarm clock, you know what I mean?
Is that like the new teddy bear type of deal, sleeping with your phone?
Maybe that's what they should. Somebody should invent an iPhone case or an iPad case that's just, the back of it is just a giant teddy bear, and you can just cuddle up next to your device.
That is a good idea. Kickstarted that one, man.
Yeah, let's kickstart it.
All right, this last one, good friends at Amish Baby Machine. I think you brought this one up earlier, but we'll play it anyways because they're just the bomb over there at Amish Baby Machine, their podcast. So listen to this one.
Hello, friends. This is Dags from the Amish Baby Machine podcast. One thing I like to do to combat cell phone addiction is not to have your cell phone on during meals. When spending time with friends and family, turn your phone off. You don't need to take a picture of your food. Just sit there, have a good time with friends and family. The phone's always going to be there when you get back.
And he brought up a good point. We were talking about that earlier, not having it at the table. And what do you think? What do you think about people who take pictures of their food?
Guilty.
Guilty?
Guilty.
That kind of. I'm not trying to do that.
But Bubba, you don't take a picture of your food, do you? Bubba?
Well, if I can wait long enough before I eat it, I might take a photograph.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a serious question here, Jeffrey.
Okay.
Do you sometimes, being famous and all,
very far
and
from
me
that,
being an up-and-coming famous comedian,
okay,
don't you sometimes just turn your phone off so you don't want to be bothered?
Yes. You know what's sad?
I do that too.
Here's what's really sad is that I've become so addicted to texting rather than talking on the phone. Like my mobile plan, like my talking plan, I went down. I used to have an unlimited talking plan. Not anymore.
Really?
I don't talk on the phone. I absolutely hate it. I hate it.
Yeah.
Bad. Like people, like old school people, like Bubba, he'll want to pick up the phone and talk.
Yeah.
Me, and it's bad. I know it's bad.
You'd rather text or anything else.
Drop you a voicemail, whatever.
Yeah.
Email. And it's sad because kids are going to get that way too. What's really sad is that we're over time, but it doesn't really matter at this point because, I'm not on the TTB network live right now. So I'm not going to get cut off. So I can just continue on for a couple more minutes here.
Yeah.
But I think it's sad. It's something I need to work on. I need to pick up and call the people I love a little bit more.
Yeah.
Reach out and touch someone. What is that? AT&T?
Well, if I come down there with my entertainment friend Scotland, we're going to have to talk on the telephone.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to do it.
Just because if we plan everything out, it's going to be hard to text out all the details.
Yeah, I can give you a GPS via text. So you can land at the Lakeland Airport.
Oh no, I got a pilot. I've got a pilot now.
That's great, man. Lucky you got a pilot.
I want one of those.
Yeah, I mean we'll fly down there and fly back.
Fly down and fly back. There you go. Well,
yeah, we won't even stay over at your house or anything.
Yeah, I don't know if my wife would appreciate that. Who are these people? And what? So, anyways,
no, we're not staying at your house.
Oh, okay. Just come visit.
Fly down for the show and then fly back to Birmingham.
In and out. There you go. I like that. Well, Bubba, thanks for calling in. We ran out of time, but good luck on your
Okay, I
remodel.
love you, Jeffrey.
All right, love you too, man.
Nice to meet you, Bubba.
Okay, buddy boy.
All
right, nice to meet you too, man.
All right. So, Hank,
Jeff,
so far so good.
So far so good.
We went over, but it's good, man. I think probably halfway in, I started feeling it again. Like, man,
yeah.
I can
get in the groove, back on the radio.
I can get back to, doing this again.
Yeah.
But it's just all this production stuff.
All the bells and whistles, the fun toys.
Right. Until next time, next week, live 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the Jeff Adams Show. Peace out.
Peace out.